Hello, hello, hello. Good morning from New York City, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Today's May 1st. Welcome to May. Welcome to our first live stream. This is the Duchêne Method live stream where I attempt to demystify the mind-body connection through offering optimal solutions for your mind, your body, your spirit, and so that we can actually converse. So this style that I'm doing, this live stream, I'm doing it specifically so that we might have what I like to call our sacred circle of connection. So we're here together. I'm speaking to you from a wonderful photography studio this morning. I am also accompanied by a very special guest who'll be joining me in a moment. And we're doing this because I want you to be able to communicate with me. So first and foremost, if you're here, please say hello in the comments. Don't be shy. Now, some of you don't like to say hello in the comments, and that's okay. But if you do, it helps me to know who's here. And also, a lot of the time when you're asking questions, remember that you're asking questions that serve all of us. It's a really communitarian platform that I like to invite you into so that we can practice mindful communication. We can practice asking questions because, hey, the truth is in life, in your everyday life, you will find yourself having more facility, more ease in learning to communicate clearly if you do so here. Why? Because this is a zone of no judgment. Nobody gets judged here. We are all together to grow, to learn, and to support one another. So the Duchêne Method, right? The proprietary system, very simple. 1, acknowledge. 2, engage. And 3, support. That's what we're doing here. So welcome. Welcome this week to our topic of processing trauma through somatic movement. This is something that I have been doing for over 16 years in my private practice and also teaching across the country, in different countries, really helping people to understand the importance of processing through the body. It's good to have talk therapy. It's helpful to do talk therapy. I support talk therapy. And what I have found out from being in practice for many, many years is that the way to actually process anything must be through the physical body. This is our biggest organ of communication right here, the human body, all of it. And when you are able to process emotion through your body from a place of loving kindness, that's super important. There's no shock therapy here. Everything is done through kindness, through love, through compassion. Because think about it. When somebody embraces you, when somebody brings you close to their heart, when somebody listens to you, your entire nervous system regulates. It pauses. You drop in. And therefore, in that space, there is an opening for healing to occur. If you're being judged, if you feel like people are not listening to you, you can think about an example where you might have been out with a friend and your friend might have been on their phone the entire time. Ooh, right? You don't feel heard. You don't feel like the other person is present with you. So connection, my friends, connections is so deeply important for us to heal. And here's what happens when we heal ourselves. It's something called osmosis. You actually get to heal everything around you, every other person around you. So this work is about 100% personal responsibility. We take charge of our lives. We take charge of our beliefs. We take charge of how we show up in life. And we don't blame, shame anyone for anything. That is the secret sauce to living a happy life. So we continuously every week meet here and we discuss these topics to see what might enable us to be more present in our lives, to communicate from a place of honesty and truth. I know, like me, you might have said a few white lies in your life, and you know how we go about that. Oh, it's just a little white lie. Or for those of us who have a hard time saying no, learning to communicate from a place of presence really helps us to actually speak the truth. so that we're not caught in lies, but furthermore, that we're not caught being uncomfortable in our bodies, because you will feel it in your body if you're actually saying one thing, but you actually mean another. So without further ado, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's nice to see you here. So without further ado, we're going to move into today's topic of processing through the body. We will be offering you a few exercises that you can practice at home. And then I'll be introducing you to our very exciting guest that is with us today. I'm so grateful. He is a Duchêne Method coach, has been with me. Oh, I've known Henry for many, many years. First as a client, and then we became friendly, and now he's actually become a Duchêne Method coach. And he has actually developed his own somatic movement practice. Even though he might have not thought about it that way, it's pretty much what it is. He really helps to heal people through this beautiful movement called Zen Zouk. So Henry is the founder of Zen Zouk Movement, and you're going to be able to experience a little bit of it with us today. So with no further ado, okay, let me invite my beautiful guest to be with me this morning. Everybody, maybe some of you know Henry. So Henry's the founder of Zen Zouk, and he's helping me do this video series that we are filming this week for my website so that we can move into teaching. I can move into teaching with more precision, with videos for all of you to be able to use in your own life. And so this morning, we wanted to share a few exercises that are very simple that can help you to become more embodied. So the whole idea behind this is for us to move into being connected to our bodies so that we can regulate ourselves. We can all regulate our nervous systems from our body, from movement. So this morning, we're going to start very gently. I'm going to start, and I'm going to be offering a few exercises on my end. And then Henry is going to be offering a few exercises that he teaches in his Zen Zouk movement. And the reason why it's so fun to be doing this together is because ultimately so much of what we do resembles itself. It connects. There's a lot, it's an extension of one another. I offer it in one particular way in relationship to mind-body alignment. Henry offers it through Zen Zouk, which is really beautiful. And so I just wanted to share with you this morning a few ways of how you could do this. And you might resonate with the way I do it, or you might resonate with the way Henry does it. It's just fun. You have more than one way to move into movement. And the reason why this is specifically helping to process trauma is because when you find yourself in a place of being highly activated, when you feel very sad, if you feel anxious, if you feel like someone has slighted you, if you feel lonely, if you are struggling with depression, if you are feeling disconnected from your life, these movements will help you reconnect. Okay, my friends, so movement number one. The first thing we want to think about is our breath. You want to move through your breath. So the first thing we're going to do is put one hand on our chest, the other hand on our belly, and then just pause, soften your knees, eyes are closed. Very gently, you want to breathe in and out through the nose, not through the mouth. So you inhale through nose, you exhale through nose. Just going to do that about 3 times. And maybe one more time. Inhale through nose. Exhale through nose. Beautiful. And we can let our arms fall on either side of our body. Now, very simple exercise, right? This is the number one thing. First thing in the morning, you want to connect to your heart and to your belly. Inhale, exhale, bring yourself to center. Okay, so Henry and I are going to face each other. So the first exercise to get energy into your lungs and into your diaphragm is going to be a very simple roll down, roll up. So we start in this position. Your feet are hips width apart, so not too wide and not together. Hips width apart. So we have our feet hips width apart. We start by taking an inhalation through the nose. And you can close your eyes if you want. As you exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Now relax your body. Knees are soft, and you're going to roll your body down, relaxing the arms. No tension in your shoulders. You can shake the shoulders out if you want. And move yourself down as far as you can go. Now Henry is going to stay there for a moment. And for those of you who can't go all the way down, you can also do this with a chair. And you can use the back of a chair and you roll down as far as you can go. And then you very slowly roll up from this position. So nice and easy, using the chair if you can't go all the way down. And you roll all the way up. Knees stay soft. And when you get to the top, you rotate your shoulders back one time. And from this position, I want you to think about having a little thread at your heart, gently inviting you upwards at about 45 degrees. So you're lengthened, but you're not pushing your shoulders back. You're nice and centered, string at the heart, just gently lengthening from the center. That's the first exercise you can do, right? So it's a very simple roll down, roll up. Second exercise. We're working with our feet. So now that you have your lungs opened up, your diaphragm is open, very simple roll up, roll down. As I showed you, we're going to do something with our feet so we can enliven our feet. So let's go a little bit diagonal in this way. Perfect. So the first thing we want to do is just bend our knees, soften our knees, and bring your weight to the center of your feet as much as you can. How are we going to do this? Now go back into lengthening the legs. Do not push your knees out. Do not overextend the knees out. You want to keep your knees just gently, a gentle bend in the knee. From here, what we're going to do is we're gently going to rock our bodies front and back on our feet. So towards the balls of your feet and then towards the heels. Towards the balls of your feet and towards the heel. And just do that a few times. Now, as you're doing this, see if you can connect with your belly and breathing in the belly. You don't want to squeeze the belly in, just connect with the belly, gently floating forward and floating back. And then you start to diminish the movement until you get to a place as central in your foot as you can. Try to get to the center of your foot so that you are in the center of both feet as much as you can. Okay? You have that, Henry?
Okay.
Awesome. Now we're going to go from right to left, just swaying from right to left. Nice and easy. Sway from right to left. As you do this, you're breathing through nose. Inhale, exhale through nose. A gentle sway from left to right. Nice and easy. Take your time. You can even close your eyes. You can even put your hand on your heart and belly if that helps. We're just helping to center the body, calm the body, processing through the body. And as you're swaying from side to side, you are going to, again, slowly diminish the movement until you get to the center of your foot. And so now you should find yourself pretty much in the center of your feet with a good grounding on your feet. So I want you to do a few bounces. Bounce in the knees, keeping your feet enlivened. And then from here, come back to center. And now very gently lift up the 10 toes. Just lift up your 10 toes. You're going to go back a little bit on your heels. Innervate, exercise your toes, and then you drop the toes back down. Beautiful. Again, we bend the knees a little bit and a little drop in the knees, a little bouncing in the knees. Beautiful. And then coming back to center, Bring hand to heart and to belly, knees are soft, and just take a few breaths, inhaling, exhaling through nose, nice and easy. And then you can let your arms fall on either side of your body. Beautiful. Very simple. Roll down. Roll up. Swaying front and back with your feet. Swaying side to side with your feet. Bringing hands to heart and belly. Inhale, exhale through nose. Very simple exercises to regulate your nervous system and to help you to process any emotions that have to do with anxiety or fear, loneliness, depression. If you do this first thing in the morning, it really helps to set up your day. Last one, very simple. We're just going to sway our arms from side to side. Nice and easy. Henry has really long arms, so we have to take more space. So we just sway the arms from side to side. And if you do this long enough, you are going to start to feel a sense of presence and calm in your body. And why is that? Well, my friends, we are exercising our spinal cord, your vertebra. So we are moving from the midline of the body. Keep going, Henry. We're going from the midline of the body. So we're rotating transverse-wise around this beautiful column that we have. That innervates your spinal cord column, sending blood all the way up into your brain and all the way down into the sacrum. Lots of nerves moving through that. So you just want to gently sway the arms from side to side. Easy does it. This should not hurt at all. And if you do this for long enough, you will start to feel more energy in your body. This is also an exercise that is used in many techniques. Qigong, Tai Chi would also be using this, and call it something else and have a different description for it. In this work, it's really about energizing, being in touch, connecting with your spinal column, with your vertebra, innervating the systems, central nervous system, which is your brain, as well as the sacral area, which sends all of this blood flowing into the lower extremities of your body. Beautiful. Thank you. Very simple, right? Is it possible for her to have comments? I'm just curious if anybody can get in. Hey, there we go. Thank you for being here. Oh, Jenny says something important. She said that she gets dizzy if she closes her eyes. Thank you, Jenny. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes. That's a suggestion. Thank you for saying that. So what might be helpful, Jenny, is to also pick a spot on the wall so that you have a specific place to look at. Awesome. Elise says, feels good. Thank you. Okay. I'm so glad we got the chat going. All right, my friends. So very simple, right? Very simple 3 exercise in the way that I'm offering it to you. And now we're going to let Henry take the stage, and we're going to do what he's teaching. All right, my friend.
Well, first of all, thank you, Mari, for having me here. It's just a special treat to be here again, physically working. So thank you for this opportunity. And yeah, I'm going to take a little bit on what I've also been working through the Zen Zouk Movement methodology. I use this to teach Brazilian Zouk Lambada. It's a dance, partner dancing. But not for us to dance with each other, we also have to dance with ourselves. So part of this is for us to kind of connect to different movements that will help us in the journey of partner dancing. But because I'm really inspired by Anne-Marie and in my journey as a dancer, when I work with Anne-Marie, a lot of kind of knowledge came through my body. I started putting it together in this little method. So I want to share something with you.
Awesome.
The first one is the sexy turtle. So let me show you what the sexy turtle is. This is your shell, and this is the shell. And then you're going to bring your head out of the shell and bringing the shoulders away from your ears. Yeah, so with this space between the ears and the shoulders. And this is a sensation of, we call it sexy turtle, it could be happy turtle. Just the turtle is coming out of the shell. So the head is away from the ears, away from the shoulders. And what we're going to do now is do a couple affirmations, yeah? The first one will be with the head. We're gonna do yes. So we're gonna just allow ourselves to move the head, like you're saying yes a couple times, just comfortably and light. So that's the first affirmation on your head, your sexy turtle head. Also, we can say no. We can say no side to side. Really good for life to learn how to say no. Let's start physically a little bit. So we have your yes and your nose. Really gentle, light, comfortable. Now we have one more. We're gonna have the maybe. Maybe. Maybe, maybe. You would like something maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Yes, no, maybe, yes. So we have these different movements. You have yes, we have no, we have maybe. Beautiful, maybe. Sometimes we don't do maybe too much or maybe too much. Who knows? Now we're gonna go into the same affirmations. We're gonna put it down into our chest now, in our heart area. And we're gonna think about our heart inside. It's gonna be doing all these movements. Yeah, so it's from my internal place. So the first one will do the yes, yes with your heart.
So like yes. This, so maybe sideways.
Yes, your heart is going forward and back.
Forward and back.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
We're moving the heart. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Oh, yes, with the heart too. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's a vertical movement. Yeah.
Mm.
That's a little bit of that. Heart goes in and out. But again, do it comfortable, light, almost like you said, oh, yes. Yes, with the heart.
So if you're doing this slowly in the way that Henry's teaching, I'm already starting to feel very soothed. So there's something happening with this movement in relationship. It's a little bit of arching, and something is happening in my body where I'm feeling calmer. So I love how Henry says to go inwards, to do this not from an external perspective, but more from an internal perspective, where you're gently moving from the inside out. That is somatic processing, when we move from the inside out. Thank you, Henry.
Yes, that's your yeses of the heart. So it could be a really small yes, it could be a big yes, it could be a tiny yes, or a shaky yes. Yeah, so all different types of speeds on your yes of the heart. So let's go down to the second one, will be the no of the heart. So saying no with the heart. No with the heart. So it will be a horizontal movement. And the heart, it says no. If the heart has a nose, the nose is going from left to right.
So this is interesting because we were just learning about transverse motion, remember, with the arms. And the way that Henry is teaching it here, it's kind of a smaller movement. It's more intentional, staying. Your axis would be your vertical line, and you're just going slightly no from side to side. So we can we even think of this, Henry, as moving towards the back of the shoulder? Is that a good cue?
Yeah,
from there too.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. We can think about the horizontal movements of the rotation, the torsion of the body, and it could be small. But yes, our back is moving as well as part of it, because our spine has a curvature. So we're going to think about that tiny. It's almost like we're feeling the back of our shell in our turtle shell. So we're comfy in our shell.
Oh, I like that.
So remember, this is all a part of the sexy turtle. So we have a space, a little home inside. Could be our back or center. So in this case, when we're saying, for instance, yes, we're touching the front of our shell, the back of our shell with the heart.
I see.
We can also we're cleaning the back of our shell, maybe perhaps, or the front of our shell. So have different movements, different degrees. Could be more back, could be more forward, but it's a horizontal movement. And it could be small or big. Yeah.
I love that. I love that cleaning of the shell in the front, and then I round my back and I'm cleaning the shell in the back, right?
Yeah.
From that central midline point. Wonderful.
Maybe the back of the turtle is itchy, so you can scratch it.
Nice.
So we have to move. We have the yes of the heart, we have the no of the heart, and now we have the maybe of the heart, and maybe will be like a little seesaw.
Like a seesaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
And these are small movements again. This is all related to start dancing from inside. When we are partner dancing, we have to control our frame, which is what we lead and follow each other. So we have to find ways to move within the frame. So this is a particular way of thinking about it. So right now we're unlocking the movements of our rib cage, This movement could be really big, of course, including the head. But in this case, we're just going to try to focus on just the heart part, just a tiny bit. The maybe of the heart. Would you like something? Maybe.
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 Maybe. So we have yes of the heart, we have no of the hearts, and we have the maybe of the hearts. Yeah?
I like it.
Yeah. And let's review what the first one was. Yes with the head, no with the head, and maybe with the head. Maybe. Beautiful. So we have head, heart, or torso.
Mhm.
Now let's go one more. Yeah, the third part of the sexy turtle will be our hips.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna go a little bit lower there. So we're gonna soften our knees a little bit, and we're gonna play with the yeses of the hips. So actual profile, the yes will be forward and back, anterior and posterior pelvic tilt. And you just can do it small. And think about you're swinging your tailbone under. The little tail of the turtle, you know, the tiny tail that sticks out. You're moving the little tail.
Oh, wow. That's a nice image. The little tail of the turtle. And also, that's really wonderful. So if you're moving from your center, or you can think pubic symphysis in front and your tailbone in the back. And so you're gently rocking the pelvis back and forth. Now, I'd like to add one thing here just because it's so appropriate. Remember, we were just talking about the innervation, right, of your spinal cord going into the brain and into your pelvis. So this movement will actually help to regulate the nervous system because we're also, it's kind of like we're gushing blood up and down our spine by gently activating that beautiful yes from the turtle, from the hips. Really nice. So do that really slowly and notice, right? Notice for yourselves. If you're doing this with us right now, there might be a sense of regulation. You might start to feel good in your body. Very simple exercises, but that really help to process. Maybe you got up anxious this morning, or you were in a bad mood, or you ran out of coffee, God forbid. Jenny, that's for you, sweet pea. So we want to be able to rock our pelvises in that turtle image. That is so beautiful. I really love that.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So that's your yeses of the hips. Forward and back, under. Could be big ones, could be small ones. Remember, all degrees, all the different movements. Like from 1, really tiny, to 10. Big movements, yeah?
Got it.
So big yes or small yeses.
Mm.
Okay, let's go on to the second one, will be the no of the hips.
Uh-huh.
So the no of the hips will be bringing the hips side to side, really small. No.
Okay.
Almost
nice.
like you now the sexy turtle has a fringe skirt and you're shaking the fringe. From
Nice
side to side.
image. So our fringe skirts skirting around. Oh, that's lovely. What a nice movement. And also, I'm feeling that if I'm really focusing on the hips here, I'm really separating from my upper body. So I'm isolating in that sense.
You can say a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
So that will be your no of the hips. Yeah, so side to side, horizontal plane, and letting say no. Or it could be, if it's a dog, it could be a happy dog. But right now, let's say no.
Happy dog.
No, yes, no. Yeah. So we have yes with the hips.
Yes, front and back.
Really small.
Yes, front and back.
And also if you're doing this and you feel like, oh, I cannot quite feel it, no worries, just put your thought there and the body will respond. Give her time. Because sometimes we don't move this way in regular life. So by kind of allowing the mind to go there, it will help you. Yeah. So don't judge it for what it looks, but more of what you feel inside your body. Yeah. Okay, so it's no and yeses. And let's go to the last one. The last one will be our maybe of the hips, and maybe will be side to side, but in like a is again
a teeter totter.
That's
like
what.
this.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what really helps me, Henry? Doing this is when my knees are bent a little bit.
Yes, it's all the trick of doing this movement of the hips is the knees are part of it. So the legs, it will be really difficult trying to do this without allowing our ankles and our knees to be part of this. So there's our relationship with our legs or grounding. So talking about the grounding part. So this is your maybe. Could be big. Like you're really seeking, you're really letting those hips go all the way to the side. Or it could be really, yeah, that feels good. Yeah. You know, you can even mix the movements. You know, let's say that we're doing the maybe, and we can say maybe, and then we add in a little no, then becomes a figure eight. Maybe no, if you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It'll
I
be your
like
figure
it.
eight, but just maybe and no's together becomes a figure eight.
I love
Isn't
it.
that cool?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is so nice.
Same thing for our back. For instance, if we bring the same concept up here, we can go maybe, and we can say no, and maybe no becomes a rolling of the shoulders.
Ah, look at that.
Ooh, we're dancing some
I'm
Latin
becoming a
movement.
somatic processing. I love it.
Yes. So this is basically a sexy turtle, but the cool thing is because you have all these movements of the head, heart, and hips, but if you put all these together, it becomes water. Water. So you can just exploring no specific order, whatever you feel. You can let do small movements, and you're becoming water because it's a bunch of yes, no's, maybes, and everything between.
All right, so if you're feeling silly doing this at home because you're doing all this water movement, please do it anyways. Life is nothing if we can't be silly. So enjoy yourselves, enjoy doing this. Let the movement, because all of this is innervating. Actually, you know what's happening right now? We are hydrating our entire system. So all of this movement, right, to integrate it and to play with it, even if you feel like it's silly, let me tell you, it is better to feel a little bit silly doing this than having to feel anxious all day long. Am I right or am I right? Exactly. So we really want to be able to flow into these movements. So now we have this recorded. So you can come back to this time and time again to help you with getting into alignment and movement and freedom in your body. Thank you so much. That was super fun. Okay, I'm just going to go to the comments. And Henry, why don't you come in with me here? I'm just going to go to the comments and see if anybody has shared. Oh, yay. Thank you. Okay. Yes, feels good. I love swinging my arms. Awesome. Coffee. Yes, Jenny. Silly is the best. Exactly. So at the end of the day, what we really wanted to share with you here today are just some really simple exercises that you can get to, that are attainable. You can do them every single day. And thus the system, why we call this a system of movements. You've learned different ways of doing it today. Ultimately, the reason to do this and to practice these as much as you can every single day, what will it take you? Maybe 5 to 10 minutes to regulate yourself so that if you have any big experiences that show up in your body, sometimes we get triggered in life. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been triggered in your life?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. So we actually get triggered when you have these tools. We say in French, à la portée de la main. À la portée de la main means it's right in your hands. You have these. It's easy to do them. You actually get to regulate your nervous system. This will prevent you from going for the whatever pain relief bottle of Advils or Tylenol or any harder type of medication that you might be using. This is real life stuff. This is what helps us to bring ourselves to center and to move through our lives with more grace and ease. We all have big decisions to make with our lives. It might have to do with your children. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe you're moving cities. Maybe you're having a career change. Any of these situations bring up triggers in our bodies. And sometimes when we least expect it, there's a major trigger that comes along and that really hits us, and then we freeze. Remember, we talked about this, the fight, flight, freeze response. That's when you activate the amygdala in the center of your brain. The idea is to really start to nurture, integrate these tools in your everyday life, practice them, have fun with them, be silly, laugh at yourselves more frequently, not at others, at yourselves, right? To be able to laugh at ourselves, to have a lighter spirit. This is what we need in the world right now. There's way too much mayhem going on. The idea is to regulate ourselves on a daily basis by integrating simple affirmations, mantras, movements, so that we might grow into more alignment with our bodies. Yeah?
Yes.
So great. All right.
100%.
And the rolling pin. I love the rolling pin. I can't remember what it's called. Does it count if my kids laugh at me? Yes. Your kids can laugh at you,
Yeah.
Jenny. That's totally great. We encourage kids to laugh at us, actually, because that's actually okay. Kids help us to laugh,
for
don't
sure.
that? Right? Kids
Yeah.
help us to laugh. All right, my friends, this was our presentation for this morning, and I am sorry for the little techie problem at the beginning. I'm so glad that Nelson got us going. Thank you, Nelson, for connecting us to the chat. I wish you all a wonderful day. You'll be hearing more of this somatic processing movements all month. So the month of May, with the Duchêne Method Facebook group page, you're going to see it advertised on my LinkedIn, on my Instagram, and I think that I'm going to be starting using TikTok this month. My social media team is telling me that I'm starting to go on TikTok, which scares me to death, but we're going to do it. So May, the month of May, is all about somatic processing movement, processing emotion, difficult emotions through the body. So we started with this live this week with Henry, who has helped to really show us different ways of thinking about it. And the sexy turtle, the happy turtle, is a fun one to do also with your children, I would say. All right.
Yes.
Any last words?
Now that I totally agree, doing these exercises for us it takes put 2 songs, that's it. Listen to those 2 songs while you do it, so you don't think about minutes, but think about 2 songs a day with this. I think that might help sometimes, because sometimes we get up on numbers like so enjoy that, and I think it's so good. And thank you, Marie, for having me here.
Yes, thank you.
She's the best.
So fun. I love that. 2 songs. Put on 2 songs in the morning that you like. Music is also another way for us to regulate our nervous systems. I'll see you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Much love. Peace to everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.